Hi friends, it's Em and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be setting up my reading journal for June. I will say right off the bat, I'm using some new supplies today. So I'm using this rotary cutter and don't do it on your journal. Learn from my mistakes. I'm just saying that now, you'll see what happens. I'm also using these really awesome stickers and washi tape from Marigona Suli, who has just the greatest witchy aesthetic, and I really wanted to have a little bit of some summer witches in my journal, so we're going for it. The paper's from Archer and Olive, and let's talk about books now. So June is going to be a big month for me. I'm going to be traveling a lot. So the good news there is that I'm going to be on planes, and you can see right there where it cut through the paper. I'm going to be on planes, and that means I'm going to be reading all the time. I have a 8-hour flight or something to Sweden, which I might probably just sleep on it or something, but I'm going to be reading so much and I'm very excited. It also means that my TBR is going to be super ambitious. I'm going to try this month to get my NetGalley under control. I say that every month, but I mean it this time. And I think that part of that is just going to be, I hate to say it, not requesting as much. I've been doing a good job of when I get sent widgets. So widgets are just when publishers pre-approve you for a particular title. I have been really pretty good about just tossing those in a folder for the month that they come out, and then when it's June, right, because it's June now, hopping on over and just seeing what sounds good, because some of the things that sounded good, I mean, I'm a huge mood reader, right? Some of the things that sounded good back in October, now I'm like, I have to read this. So I'm trying to only request the books that I really, really know that I'm going to want to read. Now, here's the problem with that is that, I don't always get approved. So we'll see how it shakes out. I'm not really sure. So the quote here says, "I could never in 100 summers get tired of this." I love summer. Summer is my favorite season. Despite the fact that I'm a little bit of a plus size girly, and my thighs do not like summer, but I like summer. I like dresses and shorts and ice cream. Really just mostly the ice cream. And that's sort of where we stand. I'm also at the same time trying to put this blade cover back on the rotary. I don't know how that's gonna fly. Maybe I should do that later. I also thought that it would be cool, I don't know how good I did of an execution on it, to use the leftover scrap to kind of make almost like a cameo sort of thing, where I wrote in the center in the negative space. I thought I would continue this theme throughout the spread, and maybe the setup, and maybe do some ripped paper and stuff like that. I did not. I was so scared to cut through my journal again. I was so worried that I just didn't do it. And it just didn't happen. And that's okay. It's okay. It's just maybe a little less cohesive. But that being said, all of the stickers, all of the illustrated washi is from Marigona Suli, so there's some cohesion there. I will say also that the green that I used is it shows up really well on the page, but it does not show up very well on camera. So I'll let you know if I write anything important in green. I'm going to move on to my 2 spreads. So what I do is I track my NetGalley and I track my buddy reads, and that's it, right? I used to do the reading log, but I track it in a spreadsheet, and it was just getting redundant. This month I have also stopped doing Canva bingos, which just reading challenges where I have to read a particular book or I have to fit a prompt. It's I don't know, it feels like homework, and I want to just read the books that I want to read. So like, when a hold comes in from the library for, what is it, Morning Star or something, I think that's the next Red Rising book that I'm supposed to read, that, I'm able to read it. I don't have to say, oh, let me just see you in 1 to 2 business months. That's a true story. But I also do, I want to get through my NetGalleys, and a lot of them are books that I want to read, or at some point I thought I wanted to read. We'll talk about some of those when I hit the TBR. I've also want to get back into doing my buddy reads, because my favorite part about reading a book is talking about it with someone. So weirdly enough, the person I do the most buddy reads with a month nowadays is my mom. We started a little book club where we just pick a book and we read it, and then we talk about it over text or over phone. And it's a vibe. The only downside is that I'm not reading any romance books for this because it's with my mom, and I don't want to talk about how something was super steamy with the woman who gave birth to me. But we've done some sci-fi, a little bit of mystery thrillers, and those have been really good. Like, we also have 2 or maybe 3 buddy reads happening in the Joyful Chaos Book Club, because we have 2 chats coming up in June. One of them is with Nikki Payne, who wrote Pride and Protest and Sex, Lies, and Sensibility, which I love her Jane Austen retellings. They're really, really freaking good. And then we also are talking with Tara DeWitt about Savor It, which I'm going to be on a plane coming back from Denver for that one. And I'm hoping that I can join. I'm going to be so sad if I can't. Like, I might actually cry because I love her so much. And I have so many questions, like literally so many. And so hopefully if you want to join in on any of those buddy reads, or you have ideas for future ones, go ahead and join the Joyful Chaos Discord and like chat with us about it. That would be awesome. We have a newsletter that goes out, which also often has widgets opportunities. So like we did one for Lauren Connolly's new book that's coming out, as well as Livy Hart's new book that's coming out, because they're just, friends of the club. They said, hey, you guys want widgets? Here you go. But TBR time. This, again, I really went overboard with my TBR this month. I put 15 books on it, which, like, if I stuck to this list, which I will not, that would be really pretty doable for me. I read about 25 books a month on average. But I know that I will not stick to this list, and I know that it is currently June 2nd, and I am not reading any of the books on this list. I am currently reading Fate of the Sun King by Nisha J. Tooley, and I'm loving it. It's just it's just taking me a while because I'm reading it at the end of the day. But we are going hard this month. I want to be clearing my shelves. I have so many audiobooks that I said I was going to listen to, and then maybe I didn't listen to, and we're going. So we have Collide, which is a hockey romance, which I might buddy read with my friend Carson if I remember to ask her. Goddess of the River by Vaishnavi Patel, which actually I think could be a reasonable suggestion for a buddy read with my mom, because that's fantasy, and I don't think it's fantasy romance. It's like pretty fantasy. We have Birding with Benefits, which I don't know what this is about. I mean, I know it's a romance, but I think it has something to do with bird watching, maybe. It'd be kind of cool if it turned into like a bird watching murder mystery, but I really doubt it. We also have the final book in Rebecca Rowanhorse's series, Mirrored Heavens, which I may or may not buddy read with my friend Dan. We've had a bad track record of like, I'll start it and then he won't, or vice versa. There's also One Last Summer by Kate Spencer, who she wrote in a New York Minute, which I really freaking loved. One of Our Kind by Nicola Yoon. I have no idea what this book is about, but I love her, so I requested it. Middle of the Night, Riley Sager. My NetGalley request is still on red, so I snagged this through PRH. And I am just so excited. I've really, really loved just everything that he's put out recently. We also have Wild About You by Caitlin Hill, which she had an event in Knoxville, and it was on a Thursday, so I couldn't go, and I'm still upset about it. I also haven't read the book yet, but I love Caitlin Hill because she's freaking hilarious. We have The Art of Catching Feelings by Alicia Thompson, which is about baseball. That's all I know. It's about baseball. We also have Rules for Second Chances by Maggie North, which I believe is a debut. It's a romance. Again, all I know. It's pure vibes right now. I'm like, well, all my friends said it was good, so I'm gonna try it. Then we have A Novel Love Story by Ashley Poston. She is one of my favorite humans to just ever human. I don't even know what it's about, but if she writes it, I'm gonna read it. We're also probably gonna read this in August as our book club pick, because we almost always do whatever Ashley Poston's new one is. Then there's this, like, we got a little bit of cozy fantasy going on with The Spell Shop and The Undermining of Twyla and Frank, which, like, I like a fantasy, but I like it. I'm reading a lot of, like, heavy high fantasy this month, so some cozies in there would be great. Then there's The Main Character, which is some kind of mystery. It was on my TBR last month, didn't get to it. And then Jen Devin's new book, Right Where We Left Us, which is the second in her series. It's like at a winery with brothers and stuff. I'm really excited. We're actually going to be chatting with her and Ashley Poston in July, which is just so freaking cool. It's so cool. And then, as always, we're adding in some check boxes. What is a TBR without a checkbox? And some cute little stickers, just a few more. I really like how it's just like green, purple, and pink, and it's so colorful, and it makes me so freaking happy inside. Like, looking at this TBR, it's like an antidepressant. Like, it makes me smile to look at it. And hopefully, you know, if you're making a TBR, don't do maybe as many as I did. Just pick the books that you really want to read that make you excited. And then we have our review spread. I freaking love making these reviews. I made March and April's just like independently on my own because I took a huge break from YouTube, and they turned out really cute. I'm hoping to make May's all live for y'all. We'll see if it happens. We're also gonna see how I deal with the giant circular hole in the page. I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. I might just cover it up with a piece of paper or something. But it's really, I don't know, I think it's really fun seeing all of like the stats at the end of the month, getting to note down what your favorites were. So like in April, my favorites were Chain Gang All Stars, Genderqueer, Such a Fun Age, Not in Love, What is Love, and A Fate Inked in Blood. All 5 stars, all very different genres. One of them I read with my mom. But I don't know. I'm really vibing. I'm really happy with how this month turned out, even though, you know, mistakes were made. Still have tons of stickers. We have a retreat for Joyful Chaos this month, and I might make a spread using these stickers and washi just for that. We'll see. I'm not entirely sure. Comment down below with a book that you're excited to read in June, and make sure to subscribe to my channel for more books, Bujo, and beyond. And as always, happy planning.